going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here at the distance, here to predict the fight of the year, or the biggest fight of the year, Manny Pacquiao versus Shane Mosley. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, wow, Julian, you're actually predicting this fight way early compared to how you predict other fights. And yeah, I just want to get the prediction out there because it's going to be a huge card. I'm going to predict the undercard sometime later this month, and probably in a couple weeks, because it's a great card if you ask me. Antion versus Soto 2, Wilfredo Vasquez versus Jorge Arce, and there's another fight, Kelly Powell versus Alfonso Lopez, which more than likely will be canceled. That's just my thoughts. It's more than likely going to be canceled. Who knows? But just overall, this is a great card, and I just want to, get this fight out of the way. Pacquiao versus Mosley. Back in December, there was a lot of controversy of when this fight was signed. A lot of people saying Shane Mosley is, old and worn out, like Paris Hilton's vagina and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, man, Shane Mosley is unpredictable. He can come off of a couple or a string of bad performances and come back with that one, unique performance. But he's in the ring against Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, hands down, is one of the most exciting fighters to watch today, and one of the best fighters today. And a lot of people, and after the Margarito victory, a lot of people have talked about, there's a lot of controversy surrounding Pacquiao, but also there's a lot of controversy surrounding Mayweather. People, those guys on ESPN calling Mayweather a coward for not fighting Pacquiao. And then the boxing public turn around saying Pacquiao needs to fight black fighters. So when the boxing public turn around and said Pacquiao needs to fight black fighters, what do? They put him in the ring with Shane Mosley. Like I said, Shane Mosley can be a dangerous fight. And, it's that simple. Shane Mosley can be a dangerous fight. And it depends on preparation. And also, I guess, being able to time Mosley's punches also. If Mosley hurts Pacquiao, this could spell disaster because Shane Mosley is a very strong finisher. And a lot of people know that. Shane Mosley is one of the strongest finishers in the game today. And even though he's coming off a couple bad, performances, he can make that up with one good performance. Was Margarito back in January, 24th of 2009? Was that his last great his last great fight? Was that the last hurrah, or can we see it against Pacquiao May 7th? So let's get into the fight. Manny Pacquiao, hands down, very fast fighter, fast, strong. It's just exciting to watch. Something that I do see with Pacquiao is he's starting to get a little bit better. He's starting to box a little bit more, but also he still has those fighting tendencies. He likes to give the fans a show. He's very subtle, if you ask me. He's very subtle, and not only is he subtle, but he wants to improve. He shows that he's a real workhorse. He's a workhorse, and he just wants to improve. And you see that each and every fight. Even though Margarito wasn't the best opposition, Margarito was kind of perfect for him because he's a fighter that doesn't move his head. He walks forward, and he doesn't move his head. He has no lateral movement. He kind of trots forward. So he was able to beat the living shit out of Margarito, and that was bound to happen. That it is what it is. But against Shane Mosley doesn't necessarily move his head all too often. I think Shane Mosley has to think a lot, and now he's not as fast as he used to be, but I think he still possesses that power. Because personally, I'm one of those guys that thinks that power never leaves. I think that power doesn't evaporate over time. I think that there's certain, I think reflexes evaporate over time, but I don't think that power evaporates over time. Pacquiao, being a southpaw fighter, has to primarily focus on moving a lot to Shane Mosley's left to avoid that right hand. And I think a lot of movement really works for Pacquiao in this matchup because Shane Mosley is another guy that does well against fighters that don't move their heads, that don't move their heads and stand in front of him. Pacquiao in this matchup does not want to stand in front of Shane Mosley. Um, if you look at the Cotto fight, Cotto did a little bit of boxing, but he did some fighting, and that's because he was right in front, because Shane Mosley was right in front of him. Manny Pacquiao in this matchup has to throw a lot of combinations. It's all about combinations, throwing at a volume, using the jab to get Shane Mosley back from the southpaw position, to move Shane Mosley back a little bit. And no fighter has actually been able to turn around and get Mosley on the ropes and throw at him, and do it consistently. I think that in this matchup, what he wants to do is he does want to get Shane Mosley on the ropes. He wants to get Shane Mosley on the ropes, and he wants to throw at a very high volume. He wants to throw at a high volume, and also he wants to go to the body, because the body shots that Mayweather was able to throw actually slowed them down. If you look slowly at the Mayweather fight, Mayweather was able to get little subtle shots into the body, and and he was able to he's really able to take the Pacquiao. Something else that Mosley has trouble against are fighters that really can set up something off of the jab, and set up their punches off the jab, and really know how to box. So in this matchup, Pacquiao doesn't really want to be aggressive. He just wants to box. He wants to box, but also he wants to have a little bit of aggression, but he doesn't want to have too much aggression. He doesn't want to get that left foot in the ring to where he's working too much, and in between one of his shots he gets countered with something real big, with a big right hand. That's something that he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to get left foot. He wants to just simply stand there. He doesn't want to stand in front of Mosley, but he wants a lot of lateral movement. He wants to box and set up Mosley for combinations, set up the angles, throw different punches from those angles. Primarily just combination hooks, and pretty much I think he could take the matchup in that manner. Shane Mosley in this matchup, something that Shane Mosley has to do in this matchup is he has to find a way to hurt Pacquiao. He also has to find a way to time Pacquiao. What Pacquiao opponents have trouble doing against him, other than Juan Manuel Marquez, is they have trouble countering him. They have trouble timing him, because he's so fast, and he comes in with numerous punches. Shane Mosley in this matchup has to pretty much find a way to counter over Pacquiao's right southpaw jab. He needs to find a way to use the left hand this time. Shane Mosley doesn't primarily use the left hand. He's more, his money shot is that right hand, that overhand right. That's pretty much his money shot. Overhand right, straight right hand, his money shot. That's what he wants to throw in this matchup, is that overhand right, or actually the overhand left, which is a punch that's going to be very awkward for Pacquiao, and also it's the southpaw kryptonite, the straight right hand. The problem is a lot of opponents have trouble trying to land the straight right hand on Pacquiao because he's so quick and he throws so many punches. A punch that Mosley wants to throw is a short, straight right hand. The short right hand, similar to how Bernard Hopkins throws. He wants to keep kind of a close space, and he wants to take a little bit of range away from Pacquiao. Because Pacquiao does well on the outside when he throws, so he wants to take some range away from Pacquiao, but also he wants to land that short right hand inside. The short right hand inside, and he wants to clinch. Shane Mosley's a strong fighter. He's very strong, and he's shown that he can clinch very well. The clinch takes away the offensive rhythm. He doesn't find a rhythm if he clinches. And also, like I said, the short straight right hand and then the clinch. Maybe land little short hooks inside of that clinch and land some hooks to the body maybe. And he can very well, make it very sloppy and possibly take this matchup. But something to note is that if Shane Mosley is able to, I got tongue tied there. If Shane Mosley is able to land that overhand right, and similar to how he did on Mayweather, he could finish Pacquiao off because he's a strong finisher. This is why this fight is somewhat dangerous. This is in a way for Pacquiao, it's a high risk, moderate reward. That's pretty much what it is. Also, it's a Hall of Fame name on his resume. So in this matchup, who am I going to go with? Who I think is going to win? Primarily, one of the most talked about matchups of this year. Me personally, I'm going to go with Shane Mosley to lose this matchup by corner stoppage. I just think that speed, even though Shane Mosley is a fast fighter, even though he has power, I think the lateral movement, the combination punching, and and even the power behind the combinations can be too much for Mosley. As much as I hate seeing this, man, I just think that this can be one of those that landmark fight to where Mosley just gets beat up. I think he can get beat up in this matchup. And Pacquiao, like I said, is quick, has power, and he can maintain it for numerous rounds. The question is, can Shane Mosley maintain? Can he handle Pacquiao for numerous rounds? A high work rate. Can Shane Mosley handle it? And I don't think he can at this point of his career. He had trouble handling Mayweather's combination punching. He had trouble against a bigger, taller fighter who was another southpaw, Winky Wright. Winky Wright outboxed him. Bigger fighters that can box can beat Mosley. Mosley pretty much has that like I said, that puncher's chance in this matchup. I'm not going to count Shane Mosley out, but also I'm just going to say that I think Pacquiao wins it. I think he wins it by corner retirement, 11th round. So anyway, guys, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.